has a very vibrant ecosystem for startups. Having a good idea, taking risk based on the good ideas, and charting a course for others to follow. Lots of startup. We have great startup here in India get to $1 billion valuation. Entrepreneurs cannot be shelved. They reinvent themselves. Right? Do I miss entrepreneurship? Not really, because I'm an entrepreneur at Boeing. Well, my corporate journey began with my first job, which was with McKinsey & Company, which you know is a globally renowned consulting firm. I was doing my PhD, and after that, most people look for a research career or teaching career, and I was interested in doing that. The idea to me sounded very intriguing. It kind of gave me a way to continue my education and learn about business. Before that, I was a through and through engineer and researcher, so this is a way for me to diversify my portfolio of knowledge, to say. So that was my entree into corporate world. After my consulting stint at McKinsey, we and a friend of mine from MIT, we were brainstorming what to do, and we got into micro-electromechanical devices. These are MEMS, these are chips that move, and at that time optical telecom was very hot, and we thought this is a sure way for us to get to $1 billion valuation. So this was a get-rich-quick scheme to get into MEMS electronics for optical telecom market. I wish I had the life savings to last me the journey and turn that into a big thing, but the company is still ongoing, and my partner that I founded with had the endurance to last it. I took a different job in between, but it was a great experience. This is the second age of aerospace entrepreneurship and innovation. Look at the amount of entrepreneurship happening in space, for example. You have Google, you have Tesla CEO jumping in the frame, you have Amazon CEO, lots of startup. We have a great startup here in India called Team Indus. They're trying to put a rover on the moon, which is very exciting. So this is really the time to be in this space. Well, I think there's plenty of space for both breakthrough thinking. And frankly, when you talk about drones, the natural evolution is autonomy. So artificial intelligence will carry a lot of weight in that, in which the new entrepreneurial thinking weighs in very heavily. You couple that with the traditional power of aerospace company in aviation, or avionics, or aerodynamics, right? The two kind of go hand in hand. They have to work together. Entrepreneurial mindset as well as establishment of aerospace companies to frankly collaborate to have breakthrough ideas. And I think this is going to be a very exciting space. It's a real convergence of traditional aerospace, aeromechanics, avionics with artificial intelligence, which brings autonomy to drones. So you will see explosion of drones, hopefully making deliveries safely. Uber's talking about vertical takeoff, lift, taxi services, drones, kind of thing. Lots of possibilities. I think government is aware of the policy framework needed to encourage that. So I'm very excited about Startup India. There's a lot of good ideas in that, and that will certainly be a big engine for India's growth going forward. India's biggest advantage in business is entrepreneurship. When we compare that to like China, right, which is largely state-driven economy, most of the growth was driven by the state investments, or state-owned enterprises, or infrastructure built. Versus that in India, the growth is business-driven, right, which is mostly entrepreneur. Now they could be a second, third generation entrepreneur, but entrepreneur nonetheless. So private industry has done a huge amount of heavy lifting in propelling India's economy, and that will only accelerate. If you look at the history of successful startups across the world, every single one of them had had a good mentor. Right? I mean, look at Google and big successful companies. Right? Along the way, they need different kinds of guidance as they evolve. So good ideas have to be nurtured, they have to be shaped, they have to be directed, and they have to be protected. That's where the mentors come in the play, and they make a difference. So mentorship is going to be a very big factor in the success of startup development. The answer to that is yes, subject to a few caveats, right? For example, personally, anything I do, I have to get it, okayed by the company that I serve today. But with the right mindset and right framework, anything is possible. Entrepreneurs cannot be shelved; they reinvent themselves. Right? So, although I'm in a corporate life, I have reinvented myself as a different entrepreneur. So I am driving entrepreneurship within Boeing, right?
Yeah, right.
So it's a geographic entrepreneurship, it's a functional entrepreneurship. I am taking this company in a direction which is otherwise wouldn't have gone. I'm expanding the footprint for Boeing in India in a very entrepreneurial way, and that's just to drive our competitiveness in the globe. It's all about building a large footprint by engineers in the country, large manufacturing base, and that's entrepreneurship. Right? That wouldn't happen unless you take initiative. If you go back to the definition of entrepreneurship, what is it? It basically means having a good idea, taking risk based on the good ideas, and charting a course for others to follow. Right? It could be in a completely startup setup, or it could be in a large company setup here, where I have to do the same thing that I did for a startup. I have to build a business plan, I have to open a board, explore funding, I have to put a team together, I have to execute, and I have to deliver. Not much different than the traditional, green sheet startup. So, do I miss entrepreneurship? Not really, because I'm an entrepreneur at work.